we are making mouth-watering, bang chicken skewers that you are going to love. This recipe is so easy, and it requires things that you may already have on hand, and I really also love the versatility of it. Today for the skewers, I'm going to be adding some peppers and onions just because I like it. The flavors all go well together, and it's a really good way to stretch your protein. So say you want that meat to go a lot further, just add some skewers, just add some veggies to your skewers, and it'll definitely help. In the summer, this would be great with like those nice thin eggplants that you can cut into little coins because they cook really quickly, zucchini, squash, you know, peppers, onions, or whatever your heart desires, yellow squash. And again, it would make it go a lot further. And if you're doing this on the outdoor grill, the flavors are just fantastic. I'm gonna give you a couple of options in terms of cooking these because I have actually been cooking them under the broiler. Just make sure that you place your rack on the middle of in the middle of the oven and not on the very top third, because you don't want them to, you know, sort of burn on the outside and be raw on the inside. But you can obviously do these on an outdoor grill, on an indoor grill pan. You can put them in your air fryer if you use one, and you can also put them into just a really hot oven at say 450 and cook them that way. I just really love the char that they get from under the broiler. And it's nice because I can customize the heat I want my broiler to be at, and I just set it to 500, and then I put them on there for like 6 minutes per side, and it's perfect. I'm just taking a yellow onion. I'm adding everything to the large bowl that I'm gonna add my chicken to so that I can coat it all with really good flavor, and try to cut the onions, peppers, and the chicken and in as similar size pieces as you can. Once I'm done with this, I'm gonna, I've cut those way too small. It's okay, we'll make it work. I'm gonna grab my plastic board, because remember when you're working with any kind of protein, don't put your raw protein on a porous surface. So you wouldn't want to put that on a wood cutting board because all of that bacteria will just sort of go down into the wood grain, and you can't clean that, so don't do that. Just on plastic, perfect. I'm using boneless, skinless thighs because you and I both know they're infinitely more delicious, flavorful, juicy, delicious. Cut them into bite-sized pieces. I've already cleaned mine. I've trimmed off big pieces of excess fat, and I'm just gonna add them right in. You wanna season this really well. We're gonna go in with some garlic and herb. This is my favorite garlic and herb, and just remember that garlic and herb has a lot of stuff in there for you. It's got garlic, it's got onion, it's got red bell pepper, oregano, thyme, basil, parsley, marjoram, and it also has a little bit of salt. This one that I'm using, but they're all gonna be about the same. Paprika, good amount. I wanna add some fresh garlic. I'm gonna grate it in so that it gets mixed really nicely, and there's no chunks of garlic that burn, because we don't want that. I'm gonna do one big one and one small one, because remember we're grating it, and when you grate garlic, it is like fire. Like fire. Now, bang bang sauce is really compiled of very few things. The main two components are sweet chili sauce and some mayo. Don't run away from me, but I'm gonna add some of those in here. And I know what you're wondering, like I know what you're thinking. Mayo in the marinade, trust me. Mayo is a fat. That's all mayo is. Mayo is oil, it's eggs, usually a little bit of like a mustard situation and a tiny bit of acid. That's what mayo is compiled of. And so a little bit of that fat here, which is not much, maybe about 3 tablespoons total, is just gonna give you not only great flavor all around, but it's just gonna coat that chicken so nicely, and it's gonna be divine. I'm also gonna add a little chili sauce because I want this to be so full-bodied and so full of flavor. It's insane. I like to do a sprinkle of brown sugar. That just helps everything get like a beautifully caramelized color, like that. And then you want to add like sriracha or like any sort of spicy oil, or just a pinch of hot pepper flakes. I have a tiny bit left over of this chili crunch oil, literally maybe a teaspoon. I'm gonna add that right in because you know that's gonna be absolutely delicious. And then because we do need a bit more moisture, I'm gonna come in here with a little bit of olive oil and then a tiny bit of salt, because although there's salt in the garlic and herb, you need additional salt because there's a lot here. And now very patiently, I cannot possibly use this tiny guy because I'll be here for the next 6 months. I'm gonna go ahead and toss it all together to mix. I'm just adding my chicken to my skewers. I really love to use metal skewers for a multitude of reasons. One, they're recyclable. They're not recyclable, they're reusable, which means I always have them on hand because chances are 9 times out of 10, I will forget to buy like bamboo skewers at the grocery store. It'll be that one thing that I forget to buy. But also, I don't have to soak them, which is nice. Thirdly, because it's a metal skewer, the item, like in this case, the chicken and the onions and the peppers and whatnot, it cooks really evenly because the metal from the, the inside heats up and it starts cooking the inside as well as the outside cooks the outside, if that makes any sense. I've had these for years. They don't let me down. There's really no rhyme or reason to how I do things. I just skewer some peppers and onions and some chicken, some peppers and onions and some chicken. And you're just gonna continue to do that until they're all done. And the amount you'll get will vary depending on how big you make them or whatever. So it'll make about, I'd say, between 4 and 6 skewers for this amount anyway. All right, those are all done. They're gonna go into the oven. Like I said to you before, you can cook them in your air fryer. This is how I like to cook mine. It almost makes like a, what do you call it? Spitting, like a, you know what I mean, like a grill situation. Sometimes they fit perfectly, sometimes they don't. I'm gonna pop them in there for about 6 minutes aside. I'll turn them, making sure that they cook evenly, and then I'll show you what they look like when they're done, and then we'll make the sauce to go with it. And that's about it. My skewers look absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna set them aside. They took a little bit longer in my oven than I thought. They took about 9 minutes per side, and they're perfect. They're charred all over. Look at them. Does that get any better? And that was under the broiler, not directly under the broiler, but about halfway, in the oven. To make the sauce, all the ingredients, of course, will be on my website, but you need mayo, sweet chili sauce. I have a little more chili oil. And to this, I want to add a little garlic and herb. You can also just use a little granulated garlic, a little pinch of salt if you want. You can make it a little bit sweeter by adding like a touch of honey. I'm just going to leave it like this because I think it's pretty perfect. And you can do one of two things. You can serve the sauce directly on the side, which is typically what I do, or you can just take a little bit of that sauce, brush it on as these come out, and the sauce kind of like melts, and they just get so delicious. And then you sprinkle that with a little parsley, and that really sticks, and it's just sensational. That's, I suppose, my preferred method, especially when they come straight out of the oven and like they sizzle and that sauce just melts, and it's just fantastic. You are gonna love these. These are so good, especially like in midweek when you just want like a little something that feels, I don't know, like special and exciting, and they're beautiful. I mean, look at them. I'm also like to serve mine with a little bit of scallions on, like thinly sliced scallions. Serve it with some rice, extra sauce on the side, and you are in business. But I am gonna dive into this bit right there and dunk it into the sauce.
My birthday.
That was delicious. But it is her birthday today. How old are you?
7.
7?
I got a gymnastics bar.
She got a gymnastics bar. She's very excited about it. LauraInTheKitchen.com for the written recipe. Hope you enjoy spending time with me. You have to make these because you will love them. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.